Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Eric Benét, and you're listening to my man, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to On Air with your one and only rock star on the mic, David Duane, in the place to be, My Fierce Wings Radio. We have R&B and soul recording artist Eric Benét with us. If you guys don't know, Eric just dropped his 8th album, self-titled Eric Benét, that's in stores now, iTunes, Amazon, the whole 9 yards. I need to get the album. He's with us. What's going on, Eric?
Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm great. I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for this interview. Definitely, I appreciate your time right now. I'm digging the album.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anything in particular jumping out to you?
The whole project. And I got to ask you, like, creatively going into, recording this album, what space were you in overall, would you say?
Like a really good one, just like a really good space. Just personally, everything's just wonderful. Like, my wife and I are enjoying bringing these two amazing babies in the world. We have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and my daughter India is 24 now and doing her thing, and just in a really great personal space. And I think whenever you're, just personally in like the right space, then at least for me, the creative energy just really flows so easily.
Absolutely. And it definitely, I can tell. And what's it like, being a father, like at this time, since you've got, the album is out and you're touring, like you're doing a lot of promotions. How's that?
Yeah, well, as it always is, the hardest part about being a father is traveling and being away from your family. And when India was, the age of my little ones now, when she was 4, 3, and, those early years, and Daddy was out there trying to go get it, I had my mom and my older siblings there back at home, like holding down the fort. But as wonderful and as amazing as that was, I gotta say it feels even better, like having, your own life partner, my wife, making that just a little less painful, that's definitely the setback. But I think my children, they keep me young, they keep me in a constant state of like wonder towards the world. And once again, that just continues to add to the creative energy.
Absolutely. And one song in particular that is standing out to me, and that's Sunshine. And I love the fact that you collaborated with Tamia for the remix, and you guys have been doing a lot of collaborations. How's it, working with her? Because she's an amazing artist herself.
Tamia is incredible. I mean, she's just such a phenomenal vocalist, and she's one of those artists that I just don't feel like got like the recognition she should have for just how talented she is. And so being in the studio with her again after all these years was amazing, and all we could talk about was getting in the studio and maybe doing like a duet project together. So I really hope that happens.
Absolutely. And if I'm correct, you guys are working on a duet project, correct?
Well, it hasn't happened yet. The conversation has begun, but the actual project is yet to commence. So we will see.
Right, because I see a lot of, I saw a lot of the posts and a lot of fans, really wanting that, and I think that would be great because you go for two artists that really embody R&B in every way, shape, or form, and have always kept it consistent. And even if you guys want to try a different sound or add to your sound, you've always kept it true to y'all. So
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean that's something I think I've always tried. I try to, be authentic and be myself, and that's kind of paid off for me in my career.
Indeed. So now you're also on tour with Layla Hathaway and Anthony Hamilton on this What I'm Feeling tour. How's the experience been so far with this tour versus like the other tours that you've been on?
I mean, it's been an amazing experience. Like, I've been on tours before where I won't, obviously I'm not going to say no names, but I mean, it's just been like kind of a feeling where the other artists on the tour, they just like kind of don't like to fellowship or hang out with the other artists so much on the tours, but I mean, it hasn't been that at all. It's just been like, both Anthony and Layla, like I had a birthday a couple weeks ago. They both came and hung out. Layla even like played DJ at my birthday party, and Anthony was there, and it's just all love. It's like I think it's like three artists that all mutually really respect each other and love each other's work, and really just see each other as just dope people to hang around. So it's been great.
Absolutely. And what's it like being able to bring your classic hits and the new music to the live stage?
I think one of the cool things about my live show is a lot of people may know a song or two from me, but when they come to my live show, they may not have realized just how many songs like they grew up with that are mine. And I might do a song and it's like, oh yeah, that was you too. Oh, that one too. And then the other thing about my live performance is people are often pleasantly surprised that they may see me as just like this crooner R&B dude, like I'm going to sing a couple ballads and then hand out some roses to the ladies, but it usually ends up being like a real fun, like high energy, like funny, fun, energetic, like up out your seat, enjoy yourself type of show. So people really get a kick out of that.
Absolutely, because I've gotten a chance to see your shows, and I like the fact that you're very engaging with your fan base as well too. How important is it for you to connect with your fans?
I mean, whenever I'm on stage, I'm looking out at the audience of people there that have paid money to come see me. I realize that I'm only able to live the lifestyle that I have, travel the world, have this amazing journey and experience as a recording artist because of them. So when I'm on stage, it's just me trying to give gratitude back and make sure these people just have the time of their life when they come to one of my shows.
So now I wanted to also talk about your label, Jordan, how you started. You have Guapale on your label. What's it like having your own label and, being able to sign artists and, just be a boss?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely preferable to the alternative. I mean, I've been signed to two major record deals in my life and in my professional life, and one was a very brief learning experience when I was signed to EMI with my sister, and then the next one lasted for a good 14, 15 years. And there's definitely something to be said for having a huge machine like Warner Brothers behind you, but I much prefer the autonomy, the control, and just the complete freedom of having my own label, releasing as many singles as I'd like to release, deciding on what is the single and how will this record be marketed. I guess the one catch-22 with that situation is, obviously I don't have the resources of a big, huge machine like Warner Brothers, but, you get kind of crafty and creative on how you're going to market what you got with what you got. So I much prefer the independent route.
Absolutely. And I was definitely going to ask you, would you prefer this route? And I'm sure, and I'm glad you said you do, because it's so much easier to be hands-on. And then, with being, because you've been signed to major labels and stuff like that, so cutting costs for certain things, you have to worry about, okay, this has to go to this person, this has got to go to this one. You're cutting out so many different hands.
Well, I realized that a long time ago when I was signed to a record label. It's like, I mean, from every aspect, I just remember thinking, like, even when I was in my 20s and we were at EMI, I remember thinking, y'all don't really need to be in this studio right now. Like, we got this part, you don't need to connect me with songwriters. Like, I know how to write songs, and I think as the industry over the years kind of, I mean, for lack of a better word, it's kind of imploding on itself right now.
Yeah.
The model just doesn't work anymore. A lot of those divisions of the record labels just don't exist anymore. When I was signed, there would be like artist development, and there would be the art department, and there would be all this other stuff. Now record labels are like outsourcing what they have to, and it's just really all of that stuff that they're doing now. It's like me as the owner of my record label, like I'm that guy. Like I am the art department. I am the A&R person. I am production. So, and it's pretty empowering, like realizing a long time ago that I really didn't need those departments anyway.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned creative. I know we're kind of getting close to our time where we got to wrap up. So I wanted to definitely ask, as far as, creatively, when it comes to being in the studio, when it comes to the composition of your music and lyrics, what kind of inspires, your records? Because you have all different types of records.
Yeah, I think I'm a person who is I'm still like a student of the world, and I'm still a student of music. I just grew up loving so many different genres of music, and I'm definitely firmly based in soul and R&B, but I would listen to classical music and rock music and jazz fusion, and all kinds of other stuff in between. And I think it's important to be very definitive and clear-minded as to who you are creatively, but also continue to explore. Continue to try things that you haven't tried before. Continue to reach and dabble in other genres, and it's going to just force you to be stronger in your main element of what you are.
Well, Eric, thanks so much for this interview. Definitely appreciated, chatting with you, enjoying the album. Like I said, everybody, you got to get Eric's self-titled album, Eric Benét. The 8th album is in stores right now, available iTunes, Amazon, Best Buy, Target, wherever you guys get your music. Get Eric's album, support R&B, check him out on tour. And what else do you have coming up, Eric?
Well, right now I'm just working this record, man, and just traveling the world and the country and spreading that music and that love right now. So that's primarily on my agenda.
Absolutely. Well, like I said again, Eric, thanks so much for this interview. Definitely appreciate it. And how long are you going to be on tour? Are you going to keep touring with this album, or you going to take some time to just kind of promote the album?
We got four more dates with Anthony and Layla, and then I'm gonna fall back, come out with the second single, which is Insane, and just try to figure out when to head back out.
Absolutely. So now, Eric, before we have you do a quick drop for us, tell everybody where they can follow you on your social media.
Okay. Yeah, you can get at me at my website, ericbenet.net. And if you go there, you can find a link to all my little social media connections, my Instagram, my Facebook, and everything else.